Guys, I have a very important question for you today. Should I keep the flow or should it go? Wow, that's insane. Should I keep the flow or not? Comment down below. It's getting kind of annoying, but I like the flow. I feel like it gives me power and aura or something like that. So let me know. But guys, in today's video, I want to talk about how we sold 1,851 leads in the month of August. I thought we'd kind of do some monthly recaps here so you could get a look at our business and how we're doing and learn from it. Because if you didn't know, we actually run a lead generation business full time. I mean, I don't actually work full time, you know what I'm saying? But most of our time is spent generating and selling leads. That's how we make most of our money. And Leadbase, this channel, and our Skool group is kind of like a side hustle thing for us, or just something we do for fun. And it obviously makes money and does well too. But lead generation is something we do actively. This isn't something we did 5 years ago, and now we're teaching you guys about it. So it's something we're doing every single day and learning ourselves about every single month. So for the past 6 years, it's what's been our main revenue driver, focusing on building a niche in a single brand, selling leads in that niche, and we profit off the difference between what we sell a lead for and how much it costs us to get one. So if I go sell a lead for $100 to a client, they say, I'd like one lead, please, for $100, and I can go get it on Facebook for $50, I have made $50. So in today's video, I'm going to break down what August looked like for us. It was a pretty decent month. July was a bit slower. Summer tends to be a little bit slower, depending on the niche you're in, and just in general. I find July, August a little bit slower, but August was still a pretty solid month. So, and as always, guys, you can join Leadbase Pro by clicking down below. Join our Skool group with over 250 members. It's only $99 a month, and you get access to all our templates, an entire course on exactly how we built our business to generate the type of revenues you're going to see in this video. And I'm not just getting you in there for $99 so that I can upsell you on some bigger $10,000 thing. We don't have anything like that. So you're signing up for $99. The only kind of deal we have is a yearly deal, which you can shoot me a DM if you want a deal on the year and you get access to an additional call, but that's it. We're not here to, again, annoy you, trying to like upsell you on a bunch of stuff. Leadbase is $99. And as far as I'm concerned, I think it's probably just going to stay at $99 forever. So $99 a month, cancel anytime. You get access to 3 weekly calls and a bunch of stuff. It's I think it's a no-brainer, guys. So if you want more access to our content, you can click below to join that and support us. Appreciate it. Okay, so we sold 1,851 leads in August. Let's take a look at the breakdown here. This is our Stripe. So we took in $156,640 in Stripe payments. This is, again, this total revenue that we received from selling leads, and we get paid up front for selling these packages. A lot of people seem to be confused about how these packages work. So essentially, we'll go to a client and say, do you want some leads? They say yes. We say, okay, there's a minimum order of, let's say, 50 leads. You guys might sell a little bit less. You might just do a 20 lead package, even a 10 lead package to start out. But we want to get the client paying up front. And I've always had my clients pay me up front. So now I get paid up front for batches of 450 to 500 leads, depending on the client. And so they pay me up front. Let's say let's just use an example of 100 leads. They pay me $100 per lead. That would be $10,000. I now have $10,000 in my account. I go and run their campaign. Let's say they want those 100 leads over a week. I run the campaign for a week and I spend $5,000 of that money they paid me, and I make $5,000 and they have all their leads. So I've made a profit on that. That's essentially the entire model. We get paid up front. We take that money, we spend it to get the leads, and we send those leads to them in real time over that kind of time period that's agreed upon, and then we make a profit on that. That's all we do. It's very simple, and it allows you to leverage your essentially a product rather than leveraging your time with a retainer. So for me to generate 10 leads, if I can generate 10 leads, generating 100 isn't going to take me 10 times more time. It's just going to take me scaling budgets and maybe messing around with some creatives. It might take me twice as much time, but not 10 times as much time to make 10 times the return on investment. So hopefully that makes sense. So we took in $156,000 in August, and we spent, actually in this specific situation, we spent all of it on Google. So we took in $156,000. We spent $88,000 on Google, and we generated this. See, this is something else to be aware of. For those of you who are running, maybe some bigger, more advanced campaigns, you cannot trust the platform. So it says we generated 2,910 leads. I think in reality, it was closer to 2,600. So it does overcount on Google. But we have 4 kind of main campaigns running on here, obviously varying budgets here per day. And we have some pretty consistent campaigns running here. Spent 88 grand of the 156. So again, I took in the 156 in upfront payments. I spent 88,000 and I distributed the leads out using Lead Prosper, which is a lead distribution software, which is for things when you get a little bit more advanced, but you could just zap the lead into a Google Sheet and to their email if you're starting out. So you can do things, there's a very kind of beginner tech stack that we teach in Leadbase Pro. And then there's a more advanced tech stack that costs a little bit more money once you're actually making some profits. So we spent 88,000. These are the last 2 months. So July, like I said, was a little bit slower. I pay an absurd amount in Stripe fees. I really need to figure that out. Probably going to switch to a wire transfer situation and maybe give the client a discount because I'm paying like 3-point-something% on Stripe. I might be changing this soon. Someone in Skool might hook me up here, but it's kind of the reality because I'm in Canada. I'm getting payments from the US. I've paid ridiculous amounts in Stripe fees, guys. Total revenue after Stripe is 150K. Lead cost 88,000. Extra kind of like subscriptions and expenses, couple like subcontractors, things like that. So the current profit after all of this is $59,903. This is not completely, leads purchase is basically accurate. 1,851 was what I put in the title. I think it was 1,858. So we fulfilled those orders. Our average cost per lead was 47, and we're selling these leads for approximately like $78 Canadian, I think. And then you can see our total margin is 41.59%. I always say shoot for 50% margin, gross margin. And then once everything shakes out, you want to be around 40. And then our estimated profit for the month is $62,680. So pretty solid month. Again, July was a bit slower. We sold a little bit less leads. What is going on? Sold less leads in July. We just had, trouble getting our campaigns to scale, but not a terrible month by any means. And this is in a single niche. And so pretty solid month there. In total, we generated 2,679 leads. Again, Google showed us 2,910 or something like that. We actually, out of those, sold 1,851. So there's 800 leads or so here that we are going to try and kind of sell other offers to and kind of like cross-pollinate with. But these are leads that, again, are duplicates in the client's system. This duplicated thing isn't actually really accurate. And errors is really just, they didn't meet the criteria for the client. They were duplicates. There's some other potential issues with those leads and they were rejected by the client. So with these 827, we can actually, sell these leads other offers. They're in our database. They've opted in to receive communication from us. So they're not necessarily a lost cause. But 1,851 leads is what we essentially profited on, which you can see we got paid for 1,800 and we sent the client 1,851. We usually like to over deliver by just a little bit. And it's not always perfect because we're getting payments within a month and an order might kind of cross over into the next month. So for example, we have estimated dollars to finish order is negative 207.77. That's because we over delivered. So it's almost saying like our current profit's 59,903, but our true profit is around 62,680 because we've over delivered and we are actually ahead of the game going into the next month. So my accounting system is probably not perfect. I'm not a great accountant. My friend who's an accountant was shredding me the other day, but I like to do things kind of old school, and this is just the way that works for me. So this is on a much larger sheet that does have some calculations and stuff going on. But hopefully, guys, that was helpful. I just want to kind of break down what a month looks like for us. If you like this video, I'd be happy to do one in October for September. So if you like that, please like the video, subscribe, comment below if you have any questions on this structure. And as always, guys, you can join, link in the description, Leadbase Pro, and get access to the system that we use to build this, again, with all the templates, with calls with me and my partner and other professionals in the space. So without further ado, I'll sign off. Thanks for watching, guys.